KQKI News, I'm Brady Burrell. I'm coming to you live from the Morgan City Emergency Operations Center as the local officials have just concluded another briefing this morning to get an update on Tropical Storm Francine. Good news is that it is not strengthening as predicted. And so obviously very good news. Now, as far as landfall, they are predicting if it would stay on this current track that it could make landfall between Franklin and Morgan City sometime late Wednesday afternoon or early evening. That's what they're looking at this time. So right now, maximum sustained winds are at 65 miles per hour, and they do say that jog to the northwest has ended, and it looks like it will start taking that turn to the northeast and headed towards the central Louisiana coastline. And it did struggle overnight. It does not have much of an eye wall, but they do say that it could become a hurricane, let's say in the next 12 hours, and become a Cat 1 hurricane. But they do expect it to start intensifying. They are watching for the surge. We should or could see a tropical storm, a storm surge up to 5 to 10 feet with potential winds up to 95 miles per hour. Of course, there's always that risk for tornadoes that we have to be on the lookout for. Rainfall, 6 to 8 inches are predicted, isolated up to 10 inches. And of course, they are protecting the area, batting down the hatches. We're about to visit with Mayor Lee Dragna of Morgan City and then Berwick Mayor Duval Arthur. But of course, as we said, public officials just wrapping up that briefing here at the Morgan City Operations Center to make a plan, put a plan together. But the storm does continue to look like it's going to push maybe a little bit further to the east. And right now, as we mentioned, they are predicting landfall maybe somewhere between Franklin and Morgan City if it continues on this current track. However, that could shift west, it can go east, but it does look like it's continuing to maybe make that eastwardly track, maybe between Franklin and Morgan City tomorrow afternoon. Of course, we want to keep you updated here. Commander Mary Gilday with the U.S. Coast Guard here in Morgan City did say that they will begin to close the waterways in Morgan City, Houma, and Lafayette sometime between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. However, if there are some vessels that need to get through, if it's an urgent situation, they can let you through. There is a number you can call, 985-397-3300. That's 985-397-3300. She also said to be on the lookout for a sunken shrimp boat on the Berwick side. However, that is outside of the navigable channel, but they don't know if that could maybe move with the winds, but they did say to be on the lookout for that. We are waiting to speak to Berwick Mayor. Mayor Arthur, let me see if we can get Mayor Arthur or Mayor Dragna here. We're going to be speaking to both of them. Mayor Arthur, are you ready, Mayor Arthur? Or actually, here comes Mayor Dragna. Mayor Lee Dragna with the city of Morgan City. I'm going to turn that down for you. I don't want to blind you. I just want to make you look good, Mayor. So what is the city of Morgan City doing at this point? I know the floodgates have closed downtown. What does it look like for the city of Morgan City right now?
Yeah, we're in good shape. Well, all our department has. I mean, these guys have lived through this plenty of time. We had a hurricane when Ida came through. We still had about 60-mile-an-hour winds. Unfortunately, we're going to take a direct hit this time. Probably about 85% certainty of that. The good part is it's predicted to not be quite as strong, but still be a hurricane, right? And I wouldn't put my guard down to the people. I would say, hey, get your stuff together, because we're going to lose electricity. You know that already. Our water and sewer guys are working around the clock to figure out the generator situation. Got a few of them down, but we're going to. I got a couple at my yard. I'm going to donate for them to use them to make sure we have sewer lift stations, right? Water and the sewer plant has got its own generators. A couple of lift stations are down. The generator's down, but we're going to fix them. No big deal. But we have a debris cleanup company on standby. We also brought in some spare road sweepers to try to hurry and clean it up. But what I want to say is to the people, if you got debris, you have trash, pick it all up. It's going to fly everywhere, and it's going to be a bigger mess. Your trash, your debris ends up on the drains. The drains can't drain. We can't pump the water out. The ditches are pumped all the way down as far as they can go. Then we're going to maintain that so we don't get behind on rain. It will be 6 to 10 inches of rain in a day and a half period. So it's a lot of rain. If you don't need to get out, don't get out. Stay home, later on.
And I was going to ask about street flooding. There has been a lot of improvement here lately on, new drainage pump stations. Just in time, how do you expect those to work?
I think we're going to be just fine. I know we're going to be just fine. But what I'm asking the people is, everybody goes outside after the wind dies down because they're curious, right? Well, if you're curious and the street got water or there's trash in the street and debris in the drain, just go clean it out for us. We only have so many people to do it, and there's 2,200 drains. We can't get to 2,200 drains fast enough. If the water can't get in the drain, it can't get to the pump. If it can't get to the pump, we can't pump it out. So if everybody wants to work together on this, it'll be a whole lot better. I can guarantee it'll be better if everybody helps us out.
Any potential low-lying areas that you're concerned about in the city?
Not really. Wyandotte does take water sometimes. Lakeside does, but fortunately we got the barge closed before it got rough, and they pumping that ditch down, so they should be okay. Not really anywhere else too much. Behind on the other side of the tracks over there by District 2 and Front Street, but that's all gonna be shut down at that time. We're gonna maintain as much as we can. On those spots.
Are you maybe looking at a curfew? Have you considered that?
No, but we just ask, hey, if you don't need to be out, don't go riding around, because our cops are out. We got double shifts, cops and fire, and also we had a meeting today at 35 knots. We're not coming after 35 knots, right? If there is an absolute emergency, we will deem what it is at that point. But 35 knots is Zulu, and Zulu is you don't go. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mayor Lee Dragna. We'll keep in touch with you.
Appreciate it.
You got it. And, of course, again, Mayor Lee Dragna with the city of Morgan City giving an update, and we are waiting on Berwick Mayor Duval Arthur. And to recap, while we wait on him, we have received the latest update from the National Weather Service. Of course, good news is that the Tropical Storm Francine has struggled overnight. It does not have much of an eye wall. Right now, maximum sustained winds are about 65 miles per hour. And he said that's really stretching. So that's really good news because that storm continues to struggle. However, they are expecting it to strengthen into a hurricane, let's say in the next 12 hours or so. And now joining us, Berwick Mayor Duval Arthur. Good morning, Mayor. Thank you for joining us.
Morning, Brady.
So what is the town of Berwick doing to prepare? What can we expect?
Well, we're on our second load of sand and sandbags. We started at 1 o'clock yesterday. They got all the sand last night. And so this morning we refilled everything. And there are people out there right now filling the sandbags. So they're getting ready. People are being cautious, and that's a good thing. We advise people if they want to get a few bags of sand to put by their front door for street flooding, because that's what we are predicting, street flooding. And if and we're going to ask people, please don't get on the road and try to drive in this storm, because we're going to have some high water from the rain, and we just don't want people to if you in that street, you create a wake that could go into someone's home, and that's their whole life, that house. And we ask people, please use your head, don't do that.
Any potential problem areas? I know Country Club can sometimes flood. Is that an area you're really watching?
We absolutely are, and tonight we have a council meeting tonight, and we're going to announce the contractor that will be doing the construction work. We did get the grant, and we are going to award it tonight to the company, and they'll start work on it immediately. And we'll be able to hopefully correct that for next year. But anyway, that is our problem area, Country Club, because it was built a long time ago, and they have small drain pipes, and that's one of the problems with that subdivision. And we hope that we can correct that.
So they're going to install new drainage. Is that what the plan is?
Yes, sir, that's correct. We're going to leave the drain pipes that are down there. We're just going to add some new 20-inch lines, there shouldn't be any water on the streets in Country Club after this.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it. If you need anything, let us know.
Thank you, Brady. Thank you all for doing what you're doing for our community.
Thank you. It's an honor. Appreciate it. Mayor Duval Arthur with the town of Berwick giving us that update. Again, as we mentioned, I want to show you that latest track. And if it continues on this track, of course, it can shift west, east. We don't know. But right now on the latest track, the latest forecast would have it making landfall between Franklin and Morgan City late Wednesday afternoon or early evening. It is that they said that jog to the northwest has ended. They're expecting it to start making that northeast turn towards the central Louisiana coastline and could become a hurricane in the next 12 hours. They do expect it to start intensifying, and of course expect tropical storm force winds to begin mid to late morning on Wednesday. So if you have anything you need to do, we highly urge you to be off the roads by then. We could see potential winds up to 95 miles per hour, storm surge up to 5 to 10 feet. Of course, that could be a concern, especially for the west end of the parish. There's always that risk for tornadoes. Rainfall expected between 6 to 8 inches, isolated up to 10. Yesterday they were saying isolated up to 12, so that's good news. We do want to let you know that the Bayou Chene floodgate has been closed. The Charenton Canal and the Charenton Canal temporary flood wall is closed, as well as the Bayou Teche floodgate, and the Franklin Canal will be closed this afternoon sometime between 12:30 and 1 p.m. If you need sandbags, we do have that information at kqkinews.com. There are sandbags available throughout the parish, and we also want to remind you that you can download the KQKI smartphone app for the latest on Tropical Storm Francine. As you see circled up there, just tap the left-hand menu for all the latest information. You can listen to KQKI 95.3 FM live right there on the app, brought to you by Ochsner St. Mary. Also enable real-time notifications. We can send you alerts as we receive information. You can receive it right there on your smartphone or iPad. And you can also watch our live updates just as you're watching this live. You can watch it there on our app. We'll keep you updated throughout the day and throughout this event with Tropical Storm Francine, soon to become Hurricane Francine, as they do forecast it to be within the next 12 hours, but we hope and pray that it doesn't. I'm Brady Burrell for KQKI News, your local news leader.
For the latest on the tropical developments in the Gulf, stay tuned to KQKI 95.3 FM. Visit KQKInews.com and follow us on Facebook. And for real-time notifications, download the KQKI smartphone app for Android and iPhone. From breaking news to the latest weather and traffic reports, no one has you covered like KQKI News, South Central Louisiana's news leader.